After 11 years in the league, Rob Gronkowski has announced his retirement, his second retirement. Is this the one? Is he really going to stay retired this time? There's a lot of people are saying that this is another like fake retirement. He's busting a Brett Favre. He's going to keep coming back. A lot of people are saying that he just doesn't want to deal with the long season, 17 games and playoffs. It's too much for, basically one of the all-time greats, a legend. He doesn't really have to prove anything in the regular season. He's pretty much just playing for rings. So a lot of people are saying that he's gonna retire till like mid-season, maybe week 10, week 12. He's gonna come back, get his legs under him, play like 4 or 5 games in the regular season, and then get into form for the playoffs and try to win another ring. I could definitely see that. That makes a lot of sense, especially with someone of the character of Rob Gronkowski, who there's a lot of stories of how he doesn't like working out. He faked workouts with the Patriots. Did one workout with a bunch of different shirts on the same day, just changed shirts, recorded it, made it seem like he was doing multiple workouts or like he was working out for different days when he did all those recordings in one day. So Rob Gronkowski is definitely, he fits the bill as someone that would do that, someone that would retire just to not do, training camp, OTAs, mini camps, preseason, all that stuff where, you're not playing with full pads, you're just going through the motions, you're just studying, you're just going through the playbook. And Rob Gronkowski, he's joked about it like on late night shows and stuff like that, just saying that like he doesn't really study the playbook. He just kind of runs forward and asks for the ball, and he just kind of looks at Tom Brady and he throws him the ball, which is like a lot of people have kind of debunked that and be like, nah, he definitely has to study the playbook, and he definitely puts his fair share of study hours. And I do think he does. Like you don't become that good by not studying at all, but he is like a fun living personality, so I could see why he would say that, just to like fit his persona. But if this is it, if Gronkowski is retiring for reals, on his second retirement, like what a career, man. Rob Gronkowski, for my money, he's the third best tight end of all time. I think Tony Gonzalez is still the best tight end ever. I would put the all-time leader in receiving touchdowns for a tight end, number 2, Antonio Gates. And then I'll put Rob Gronkowski number 3. But with saying that he's the top 3 tight end of all time, if you were to ask me who would I pick, which player I would pick for 1 year, just pick their peak of their prowess, their best season ever, their best moment ever, who would I pick? Like prime Gates, prime Tony Gonzalez, or prime Rob Gronkowski? I'm almost sure that I would pick Rob Gronkowski. Like Rob Gronkowski's peak was like the highest peak ever, dude. Like you could see him just mauling people, just being super athletic, going over the top, going through the middle, stiff arming people to the ground, like just hurdling tacklers, just dragging people to the end zone, just spiking the ball over everybody. Rob Gronkowski's peak as a tight end was the best peak ever as a tight end. So like I said, for my book, the longevity that Gates and Tony Gonzalez had is still unmatched by Rob Gronkowski. He still needs a couple more years, a couple more touchdowns, to really cement himself as like the best tight end ever, in my opinion. But if you were to tell me to just pick the peak, the very peak, their best season ever or their best moments ever, I would say give me Gronkowski and get out of the way, because he was that good. As far as him staying retired, I mean, I wouldn't mind either way. Like, I don't think the Buccaneers are gonna win it again. So him retiring or unretiring, I don't think he's gonna have too much impact on the regular season or the playoffs. It would be cool to see him. Like, it's always nice to see Rob Gronkowski on the field because he's such a personality and he's such a good player. But for my money, like if I were to put money on it, I would say that Rob Gronkowski is gonna stay retired. Like, this is it. He's not gonna keep retiring and unretiring. Like, this is it. And this is Brady's last year, so it looks like it's the last year. He's shaping up. He's gonna commentate for Fox. He has that big deal. I think it was 10 years, $320 million that's waiting for him. So he might unretire just because this is, for all likelihood, Brady's last year. So he might just run it back for the last like 5 games or whatever. But I think he's going to stay retired. I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's going to, get into a reality TV show. He might start his own podcast. He has a big personality. He likes to talk. He might do more commercials. I don't know. I think he's just ready for retirement. He looks like a dude that's ready for retirement to just kick it at South Beach, make some money doing commercials and selling ads and marketing and all that stuff. But overall, he's one of the greats. He's one of the all-time greats, and I'm gonna miss him. Like, the NFL needs personality. Sports as a whole just need personalities. Need people that are different. Need people that don't just give you the same boring answers every single day. That don't just, a lot of players just look like those answers that you could reply on 2K or like are on NFL, on your My Player, on my Career. A lot of people just look like those same responses. Like, they're just robots. They have no personality. And Rob Gronkowski was the opposite of that. He was like the biggest personality in the NFL. He was a shining star. So I'm going to miss that about Gronkowski, and I hope he has a great retirement.